even happened.
The new year is here. Time for change. Start a recession-resistant new career in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, and AI with My Computer Career in just months. Already in IT? Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers nationwide are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus. Make this your year. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at BBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com.
I'm Al Roker, and here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. Americans are boating responsibly. They know that on average, 2 people lose their lives and 9 are injured in recreational boating accidents every day. So they're wearing their life jackets, taking safe boating courses, leaving the alcohol on the dock, and of course, always checking the weather. You can learn more at www.uscgboating.org. The U.S. Coast Guard and I remind you, please boat responsibly.
It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at BBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com.
Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Our customers trust us not only to find the right hardware, but to advise them on the technology that makes them more efficient.
My Next Level team researches and discovers real solutions. Check-in software, HR, digital signature, and workflow software. It saves you money immediately. We hold your hand and stay with you through the transition.
We're taking our customers to the next level in business process automation.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at GenSuperstore.com.
I wanna thank you. Thank you for making us your #1 choice for sports talk in North Alabama.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
And a very pleasant good Monday evening to you. Welcome into The Drive. We got a national championship game that is set. I know everybody's really excited around here. It's going to be a solid week of us talking Notre Dame taking on Ohio State. well, there's also a few other things going on. Wes Neighbors, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good. Good. Enjoyed the games, actually.
Yeah.
They were four really good teams, I thought.
No, yeah, I thought it was
Especially, the final score of the Texas.
Yeah.
Show how the game went, but both those games were very close.
They were. Texas played Ohio State better than I thought they were going to. How about you?
Well, I actually think that except for 2 or 3 plays, and you got to give it to Ohio State, they made them, but
yeah,
they had tons of penalties for holding, and they could have had twice as many. Because I thought the speed of Texas bothered Ohio State big time. It's amazing that Ohio State's as good as they are with all the tackles and all the offensive line injuries. We talked about that last week. I thought that'd give Texas a chance, but too many mistakes. You can't let 76-yard touchdown plays, and then on first and one from the 1, first and goal. They never tush push. What happened to that? You got Eli Manning, who's a big kid that you put in at the 1. What are you doing? I mean, they faked themselves out and cost them the game, or cost them a chance to win. Those 2 plays were huge. And we've been talking all week about how to manage your side of the ball, and with under a minute left and before the half, when you're deep in your own territory. And, Ohio State ran a screen, and caught Texas in a blitz and man under, and one safety deep, and they, paid the price. But, Ohio State has players all over the field.
They do.
But their defensive linemen and their 2 defensive ends are good. One got hurt during the game, but they're really good. But their inside guys, I thought Texas should have run the ball more. They had a lot of success at times between the tackles, and it's just one of those things where we watched Texas lose a football game they could have won. Most games are lost, and what a play by an ex-roommate of Quinn Ewers, right? That was the cool story.
Yeah. And on the subject of having a chance to win a game, Penn State.
Well, there you go. That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. That's why you don't throw the ball with 30. They're going into overtime. I think Penn State would be favored if we had just an overtime game against Notre Dame. Now, I say all this, but, man, my hat's off to Notre Dame. I think they have the less talent of the top 8 last 18, but they just keep winning. To watch them play reminds me of how Alabama used to play, right? Like there's a tiger behind them.
Yeah. And so the big news of the day is the fact that Dallas Cowboys are looking for a head coach, and Marcus Freeman's name is popping up. Steve Sarkisian's name is popping up, and so is some guy named Deion Sanders. That name's popping up as well.
So all the names I saw were coordinators in the NFL now.
Yep.
So I'm sure there are a lot of names in the press popping up.
Yep.
But what's really popping up? If Deion's going to get a pro job, this will be it. Though.
You would think, but Ben Johnson appears to be the hottest name, and that is the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. So we'll see. That there's multiple openings out there in the National Football League. Just I don't know how real Steve Sarkisian to the Dallas Cowboys could be, but they are in the market looking for a head coach right now.
Well, if you're a college coach having to deal with what you're having to deal with, it's I can't blame him for going to the NFL.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. I really wouldn't. They
actually, everybody's getting paid, but they actually have rules.
The other big story is, despite the fact that you don't think it's basketball season, The Auburn Tigers are the #1 team in the country for only the second time in program history, and the other time was also during Bruce Pearl's tenure back in 2022. So exciting times for the Auburn basketball program.
And they're probably the best player in the nation goes down, and they still win on the road.
I know.
That's my hat's off to them. They have one of the best defensive teams. At 44, is by far the most improved player I've ever seen in 1 year.
Of the 62 votes, Auburn got 60 of them for first place. The other 2 first-place votes go to Duke and Florida. The Alabama
Cooper Flag's a real deal, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that 42 kind of stood out over the weekend, didn't it?
Voting for them because they did beat Auburn, but of course that dude in a close game. But that Cooper Flag is one of the best freshmen I've ever seen.
Yeah. The Alabama Crimson Tide, they'll be taking on Ole Miss tomorrow night. That is why we will not be on the airwaves tomorrow. That ought to be a fantastic matchup. 2 teams that are both 14-2 and 2 teams that are also 3-0 in conference play. It's and add on to that the fact that Nate Oates benching some of his starters. I'm telling you, this is Nate Oates has a very talented team, a very talented team.
No question. I mean, how do they win at Texas A&M, who has a good basketball team? Beat Purdue at Purdue, and Alabama had 50 fouls. I mean, it's like somebody gave somebody a whistle and said, "Hey, you got to blow it every 5 seconds."
I was getting flashbacks to the exhibition game we had here in Huntsville of the Alabama-Memphis game when we had, I think, 96 fouls.
Well, how many fouls did Alabama have on? Was it more than 50 during that game?
I want to say it was 52, but I could. I'll look that up.
Might have won Alabama the game because Texas A&M couldn't buy a free throw in the first half.
Yeah. So there you go. A little hoops talk as well. If you'd like to join us, 1 hour today, walking you up to the Nate Oates Show, and Hey Coach, coming up at 6 o'clock. 256-576-4977, the telephone number. And I've got the box score in front of me. Where's the fouls? Personal fouls. Alabama had 31 fouls in that game.
Exaggerate. It seemed like more than that.
It really did. 27 for A&M.
It was the longest game I've ever seen.
Hey, it wasn't longer than the one we had here in Huntsville.
Well, yeah, I didn't see that one.
I promise you. Oh, goodness.
I didn't see that one.
Part of me still thinks I'm calling that game with Tom Abraham sitting right next to me. That game just lasted forever. Anyway, but a nice win for Alabama at Texas A&M. 94-88 is that final score. And so there is that to chew on. There's also something else to chew on. And we've kind of discussed this a little bit. And just for folks to I have to keep reminding myself and telling everybody this is a 2-year experiment with college football. Next year, no changes. And at least one of my main contacts that I trust that has led me down the right path more than the wrong is of the belief that when we are done after next year, that the expansion of the college football playoff will indeed happen, and it'll be 14 teams, not 16, and the top 2 will get buys. Initially, what do you think about, because it would really simulate what the NFL is doing with their top seeds.
What do you want to be simulating what the NFL does? They don't play as many games.
I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. What do you think?
Well, that makes it not stupid.
You think 14 is ridiculous?
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to go to 8.
I think 12 is ridiculous.
8 ain't happening. 8 ain't happening.
So we're gonna throw 4 teams in and let them be cannon fodder every year.
Yep.
And then all the conference championships are going to lose because they had to play an extra game anyway.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
If you just strictly go off of the seeding, this is the 8 seed taking on the 7 seed for the national championship a week from today.
Well, yeah, but the team paid the most for their players.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what I didn't want to happen. Not because I don't like Ohio State, but I'm not going to try to act like I love them at Ohio State. But I respect them. And they went out and bought themselves a national championship team. I mean, they talk about the North now beating the South, but everybody in the South's up there playing for it.
Yeah, never mind looking at the bios of who's actually on the roster.
Yeah.
Just take a look at the symbol across the plate.
Yeah, well, Ole Miss is the best player. Alabama's the best player from 2 years ago. Are all up there playing.
Oh, yeah.
One from Montgomery, one from South Georgia.
Unreal.
And that's the way it's going to be. I mean, you're going to be able to, if you have the right coaches. And listen,
yeah,
they wouldn't have made the playoffs in probably 18 they would have. But the old days, they wouldn't have made it.
Oh, no, yeah. BCS, they would have been toast. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But at least from what I'm being told, that they're going to set it at 14, and then that will go throughout the duration of this next television contract, which will go from 26 to 32. And that if there was some kind of expansion to 16, that wouldn't happen until 2032 minimum.
It's just too many games, so they're going to add another one, right? I mean, where is this? It's turned into somewhat of a farce.
Well, there is a lot coming down the pike, at least I believe, within the next 12 months.
Who watches the NFL preseason? Not preseason.
Over the weekend is as much NFL as I've watched.
Yeah, because it's playoffs. They're playing hard.
Yeah.
And listen, there's 16 playoffs. Half the team can make the playoffs. Yeah. Who wants that? Who cares? I don't even watch the regular season. I glance at it, but I don't watch it.
Only one road team a winner over the weekend, and that is Washington with a late field goal there at Tampa Bay. 23-20 is that final tonight. We've got Vikings and Rams for you, and we'll join that right at the start of the game as soon as Hey Coach is done. But, of course, that game has been moved to Glendale, Arizona due to the wildfires that are still ongoing there in Southern California. So Texans winners, Ravens, Bills, although the Bills got tested early by Bo Nix and the Broncos, but down 7-0 and then 31 unanswered as the Bills kind of flexed
their
muscle.
They were tested early, but not often.
No, not often. And then you got the Eagles with our guy Jalen Hurts, who was 13 of 21, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and also ran the ball 6 times for 36 yards as well. And he was coming off of a concussion as well and looked really good against the Packers. And we shall see where the Eagles will land in this postseason tournament.
Well, the Eagles have 4 of the best players in football.
Yep. And it was also fun to see Josh Jacobs, really tote the mail, and they leaned on him in a big way for the Packers. To me, he looked like the Packers' best player.
What about what Derrick Henry did to Fitzpatrick?
Oh, my goodness.
Man, you're not supposed to do that to a fellow Alabama alumni. I think he broke a rule there.
I believe so. And, yeah, this is there was some speculation that Mike Tomlin may be out. That is not the case, as even to the point where the Pittsburgh Steelers had to make an announcement that Mike Tomlin is coming back for his 19th year at the helm. It's hard to believe 19 years, by the way. But the Pittsburgh Steelers sticking with Tomlin, and why wouldn't you? But I know they got off to a great start and just fell flat on their face. I think they were 10-3 at one point and just kind of.
Yeah, but they were doing it with smoke and mirrors and barely winning games. which is good, great. I'm not down in barely winning games.
Yep.
But when you're doing it with smoky mirrors, you get a couple people hurt.
Yep.
You're playing on small margins. And with those quarterbacks they have, they have it's like the toy rejects, right? In that movie, the misfit toys.
Yeah.
They got misfit quarterbacks from everywhere on that team. They just keep plugging one in and winning,
Yeah.
But sooner or later, if you're winning very close games, once you get a couple people hurt, you're not going to win them anymore. They have to find, to me, more offensive power.
Yeah. And mentioned it already, but Washington a winner against Tampa Bay. Jaden Daniels, really the biggest difference of this Commanders team from last year to this year. And it's impressive to see what the rookie is doing. He went for 268, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And I just, at least in my mind, Brian Kelly getting asked about Jaden Daniels multiple times running through my head over the weekend.
Well, first of all, I think the fit.
Just that exasperation. I got to talk about this again.
Yeah. Well, Jaden Daniels is obviously a great football player, and they should have been a little bit better that year than they were. They had trouble.
How bad was that defense last year at LSU? I mean,
it'll be 2 years now, but they were bad.
You know what I mean.
If he had last year's defense, even.
Oh
they would have. They got beat by Ole Miss in a close one, where Jaden Daniels couldn't do anything anymore. I mean, I think they scored 48 points and lost, something like that.
I believe that's right. I'm sorry, I just hear every little bump that you're going across, but I'm not trying to out you by any means. 256-576-4977 is the telephone number. Johnny on a cell has called in here on a Monday. How are you, Johnny?
Hey, guys. Well, look, man, I personally think just if you're going to bump the thing, go ahead and go to 16. Going to 14 is a stupid number. At least at 16, all top 8 seeds have a home game, and you play it out. There's no buys. Get rid of the stupid automatic seeding of the top 4 people. Rank them by who they are. Let them play it out. Re-rank after the first 8 games, and then play this thing. That's how they should do it. And as far as games if you look, teams 5 through 8 beat teams 1 through 4 and teams 9 through 12. So 5 through 8, there's some pretty good football teams in that bunch.
Yeah.
I think that this whole thing is momentum is something that's real, and the schools that had these buys, they didn't benefit from the extra rest. As a matter of fact, they lost momentum. And the teams that had home games roared into the next round and kicked some serious butt. And part of it, Ohio State should have never been ranked 8. Not as far as talent if you re-ranked them, but because of where you had to place conference champions, you ended up putting a team as talented as Ohio State at 8 instead of probably more at 5 or 6 where they belong.
There's no question they were one of the best teams that lost to Michigan.
The other side of it, too, is that, people talk about them having a $20 million team. And, yes, they spent $20 million, but now most of their money was invested in keeping the guys that they wanted in-house and then going out and getting strategic pieces like Caleb, like Judkins.
Yep.
They spent money, but they spent money wisely. And Alabama, I believe, has instituted a very similar process. Out of this year's transfer portals, there were probably 2-3 guys that I really was like, oh, man, I wish he wasn't going. But for the most part, we're like, not productive, see you later. And we kept guys like Deontay Lawson coming back. There are guys that could have gone that stayed that I'm happy to see that come next year. I think Bama's in a much better place fiscally and probably even talent-wise going into the year. We get 10 of the 11 starters back on defense, 6 back on offense, and we should have a quarterback who is better equipped to run DeBoer's offense than Jalen. I love Jalen, but Jalen was a walking Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and you never knew which kid you were going to get. And he couldn't hit an intermediate pass to save his butt. And, and just about every interception he made and just about every pick six he made occurred within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. And that's something you can't afford to do as a quarterback. And he did it over and over and over till my eyes bled.
Yeah, my eyes were bleeding too on that last game.
Am I lying?
No. But Ohio State spent a lot more than what you're saying. They spent $22 million just on other players, not their players, other players. I don't know what they spent on their current.
I know. I mean, I work in the space. I know they spent $20 million.
Oh, yeah.
I know they spent $2 million on Caleb, and I know they spent the money on the 3 kids they got from Bama, and then on Judkins. But they spent their money wisely. They reinvested a good portion of their money on guys keeping them from McLaren to the NFL, like the linebacker, the
33. Yeah.
I mean, they spent money wisely, and they kept their guys in-house. Yes, they've had some quality, like Will Howard. They spent money, but they spent it wisely, as well as the bulk of their money, though, was invested in the guys they wanted to keep.
That'd be Jack Sawyer, 33.
Jack Sawyer, yeah.
He had a fairly big play there at the end of that game against Texas.
He had several big plays this year.
Let's face it.
He destroyed Tennessee.
When he broke in and took that back to the side, that was it. That 7-yard loss is all because of Caleb.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, no question.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. Great call.
There is some news out of Tuscaloosa that Kalen DeBoer has promoted Jay Nunez to special teams coordinator. Jay was the special assistant to the head coach and senior analyst, special teams analyst last year at Alabama. Came from Eastern Michigan, and where he served as the special teams coordinator there. And
so he was promoted to special teams coach?
To, what did I say, special teams coordinator.
Yeah, coordinator. So who was the other coordinator from last year?
I don't have that list.
If somebody gets promoted, somebody else is gone.
Well, there is some other news in that regard, and that is, where is it? Former Alabama offensive lineman William Vallejos. I know. I just like messing that up for you.
Nacho.
Yeah, Nacho is joining Mario Cristobal's staff as an analyst. Nacho spent last season at the staff of Ole Miss. And I thought there was one other bit of information that I'm trying to pan through. Nope, that was it in terms
Vallejos was by far the shortest center ever in Alabama played.
Ever.
I could eat soup off his head.
Ever. All right, we've only got about a half an hour left in this Monday edition. Phone lines open to you, and maybe something that Johnny brought up right there that we need to explore, and that is the best option for Jalen Milroe moving forward. 256-576-4977. There might be an answer, but he needs to utilize it before we get to Wednesday. I'll explain on the other side at 256-576-4977.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at VBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com. It's
for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
It's an amazing time in our industry. Things are changing so rapidly. With digital signatures and workflow software, we help our customers work from anywhere. This helps you save time and money and upgrade your technologies. Like I said, it's an amazing time to watch our customers grow and succeed.
Just ask anyone. The Liosi Group.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at VBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com.
Home of iconic casinos, world-class shows, dining and entertainment. Las Vegas. With flights starting as low as just $79, Breeze has got you covered with easy breezy nonstop flights to Las Vegas. Book nonstop to Las Vegas now at flybreeze.com.
It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at VBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com.
I'm Al Roker, and here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. Americans are boating responsibly. They know that on average, 2 people lose their lives and 9 are injured in recreational boating accidents every day. So they're wearing their life jackets, taking safe boating courses, leaving the alcohol on the dock, and of course, always checking the weather. You can learn more at www.uscgboating.org. The U.S. Coast Guard and I remind you, please boat responsibly.
It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at VBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at WoodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
It is a Monday edition of The Drive. If you didn't get what you wanted for Christmas, I know this is a couple of weeks into the new year, but maybe you're just kind of stumbling around and going, boy, I really wanted some rounds of golf. I wanted some barbecue. I wanted, to get some gift cards. Well, we still got your back over at 977ESPN.com. In fact, coming up this week, I'm not sure the exact day. I want to say Wednesday. I could be wrong. I'll find out the definite answer tomorrow. But Lawler's Barbecue is our latest zone deal to launch this week.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just saying, be a good way to cater your national championship game party if you do that. Or just, enjoy really good barbecue. Lawler's Barbecue. Also, Corralejos, Mexican Grill. There's a few of those still left. And Full Moon Barbecue as well is also out there. But also rounds of golf. And you say rounds of golf, it just snowed. It's supposed to be 60 tomorrow. So it's perfect golfing weather. If you want to get in some rounds, be it at Cherokee Ridge or at Gunner's Landing, go check those out on our website, 977ESPN.com. West Neighbors, Steve Moulton back here with you. And Wednesday is the day. Wednesday is the last day to declare whether or not you can pull yourself out of the NFL draft like Carson Beck did, and he is reportedly making $3.2 million to be the quarterback at the U for 1 year. Would it be a smart idea for Jalen Milroe to explore that avenue, West Neighbors?
I don't know. I really don't. I saw some reports. Hey, Bryce Young's making $950 a year. This guy's making. Yeah, but Bryce Young got $20 million to sign.
That's true.
So I don't. That's the way that's structured. So in the last 3 years, Bryce Young's made about 25 million, 26 million.
I'd have to look it up. Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah.
Well, the point being is, if you're a first round draft pick or even a second round, like Jalen Hurts was, you're going to end up making more and you can only play football so long. That's the other thing.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's hard to say.
We shall see. We shall see. But it is clear that he is moved on from Alabama, and there is a strong belief that this is already Ty Simpson's job to lose. Do you buy into that, Wes?
Well, I think he's the favorite to win it, but there's some good competition behind him. Ty needs to grow up. Ty, if he grows up and plays like he can, he's not a bad athlete, and he can spread the ball around better than Milroe, and is a lot more accurate, a lot more consistent. Does he have the work ethic? Is he going to do the things he needs to do to be competitive every week? I'm not sure Jalen Milroe did that this year.
There is the one story that we just couldn't. We had to talk about it was Ryan Grubb supposedly going to Tuscaloosa. That has all but I have not heard anything about Ryan Grubb officially being in Tuscaloosa, even for a visit. I don't even know that.
Well,
have you heard anything?
No, I have no idea. I think if he goes, he'll be I'm sure he's trying to find a coordinator job somewhere, but I think if he comes, it'll be like a GA position for the first year. Not a GA, but that's not the right word. Analyst. Yeah.
It is being reported by Sports Illustrated. This is from earlier today, that after shown the door there in the National Football League, that the former Husky OC is reportedly possibly in the running to be a offensive coordinator at UCLA. But we'll see how real that is. That is from earlier today at Sports Illustrated. So we shall see. 256-576-4977, the telephone number. Bryce is called in. How are you, Bryce?
I'm good, guys. Hey, so I think I'd rather be in Tuscaloosa than UCLA. And y'all guys?
Well, UCLA is basically a golf course. So, I mean.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know
it's
about
a pretty
that.
campus. It's a pretty
UCLA is pretty close to Pacific Palisades, and right, it's at the gate of Malibu.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the situation is there. But basically, Ryan Grubb needs to go somewhere that needs an offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Well, I think they can make that work. They can make them co-coordinators.
You want them in Tuscaloosa, don't you, Bryce?
Yeah, but I'm not interested in co-coordinators. I mean, coordinating is not our problem, in my opinion. It's the complete passes when you have to complete passes. You got to throw it to the guy.
Or the right call at the right time.
Well, I mean, and then I don't think there were bad calls. People
No,
wide
I
open.
wasn't trying to insinuate that.
Yeah.
So you don't want him here, Wes?
I didn't say I didn't want him here. I'm just saying we got an offensive coordinator.
And it's Kalen DeBoer.
And you don't think it would be beneficial to have co-coordinator?
No. I've never seen where that ever worked.
Well, let me ask you a question. Okay. Well, it worked for USC when Lane and Stark was.
Well, they were the two greatest coaches of all time, probably in offensive minds. On the greatest team. You don't think having all those Lindell White and Reggie Bush in the same backfield had anything to do with that?
Well, I'm sure it did, but they had to recruit them guys to get them there.
Yeah, well, we know how they recruited Reggie Bush.
Yeah, we're all well aware. Yes, and how they kept him as well.
Well, no, I'm not down on Lorian Gray. I'm just saying, you don't. I haven't. You name one good time it worked, but I don't think. I don't even think these guys have ever coached together. And when you really look at it, they were co-coordinators, but the head coach was doing most of the coordinator at the time.
Yeah. Well, what's his name was? He had already gone to North Carolina State, hadn't he? The guy that brought them in. What's that guy's name, Wes?
I'm not sure what you're talking about now.
He was the one that brought them there to be on the offensive staff. I can't think of his name. I can see his face. Norm Chow.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah. What a great coach he was. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Norm Chow was the one where almost everywhere he ever went. He was at UCLA when they beat Alabama.
Yeah, he coached Philip Rivers, didn't he?
I think he did.
I think that's right.
For at least a year. Yeah, Norm Chow's a hell of a coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot of respect. Listen, I like Ryan Grubb, but he had a chance to be Alabama's offensive coordinator. And what I was told that his wife didn't.
His wife, what now? Didn't like Tuscaloosa?
Well, didn't necessarily like Tuscaloosa. Didn't want to move there. Like Seattle better.
You know why he wasn't their offensive coordinator?
Because he got an NFL job.
No, I ain't buying that neither.
So you think Alabama being the Alabama offensive coordinator is more prestigious than the Seattle Seahawks OC?
Of course. Aren't you from Georgia? Come on, Steve.
There's only 32 of those jobs out there.
Well, here's what I think happened, okay? He was told that he's going to have to play this certain quarterback, and he wasn't in for all that. And the part about the wife I thought was the saving face story, is what I thought. But that's my opinion. Everybody has one. That's how I think it went down, guys.
I was told a whole different deal.
Bryce, it's always great to hear from you, sir.
Well, Wes, you're entitled than I am, so probably what you heard was more accurate than mine. You know,
I heard it was a dual deal, but it's hard to turn on. You get offered an NFL coordinator job, the town you're living in already, you'd be a nut not to take it.
Yeah.
Well, I understand. I was just messing with Steve.
Yeah.
I was spending mine more than Alabama.
Well, then I agree with you.
Had he been offered the Atlanta Falcons offensive coordinator job, then he clearly should have gone to Alabama.
No question.
Yeah.
Although I will tell you, I really liked Michael Penix in that last game. I mean, yeah, the Falcons have a very good quarterback moving forward, and I hope they build around him.
Well, there was a rumor that he was going to come to the Falcons because of Penix, too. I heard that rumor, but it must just been a rumor.
Well, there's some changing going on over there in Atlanta, but that's not exactly breaking news.
Okay, well, who you
That's
got
just
tomorrow night?
news every year.
It feels that way. Raheem Morris is not going anywhere, but anyway.
How many different quarterbacks has the Atlanta Falcons played the last 3 years? Wow. At least 9.
Yeah. Well, Kirby Smart's going to be next Atlanta coach. He's going to get tired of this crap, and he's going to go to the pros.
You said
Kirby.
You said Kirby Smart.
Yep.
I don't know about that.
I think he's after you again, Steve.
Yeah, he clearly is. They've gone through Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke, Kirk Cousins, and now Michael Penix Jr. That's since Matt Ryan starting gigs for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, that's only 5, so they're not too bad.
Yeah, I know. It's not too bad, right? Just roll right through them.
Hey, guys, I think our basketball team's as good as Auburn and might even be better. But we're deeper on the bench.
Well, we're going to get to find that out.
Well, the UAH Chargers are playing awfully well, so
right after Valentine's Day.
We shall see. Bryce, always good to hear from you, sir.
Thank you, Bryce.
Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
I say that a little tongue-in-cheek, but I will tell you that the UAH Chargers now on a 15-game winning streak with another win yesterday at home. They are 15-1 and ranked 6th in the country in Division II college basketball. West Alabama is coming in town on Saturday, and that'll be the end of the first loop. You go around the loop twice in the GSC, and the next time there's a few more road games than home games for the Chargers, but 15-1 for the Chargers is awfully, awfully impressive. Philip is up next. How are you, Philip?
I'm doing great. How you young men doing?
Doing well. Doing well.
Oh, we're glad for the snow to be gone.
Long gone. But, according to those out there on the social media, we may not be done with the snow here in the next week or two.
Well, I can just tell you, I live at a place called Merle Mountain. There hence the mountain part.
Yep.
And I don't like it at all. But it's kind of hard to get off this thing when we get that kind of weather.
Yeah.
And I got a 4-wheel drive, and I still didn't get it out of the carport.
Yeah,
it's I wouldn't.
Steve, it's like grandchildren. Yeah. When it first snows, everybody loves it. About 3 or 4 days, you're old man, you're ready for it to leave.
Get on out of here.
I'm just ready for it to not show up at all. And I got horses, so it's just having to get out and take care of all that crap in the snow too. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, hey, I just want to throw my 2 cents in there on Alabama. Needs to keep Sheridan just as coordinator only, because you're right. The board's going to coordinate along with him.
Mm-hmm.
And any of us that knows anything about football and watched this past season, Sheridan made the right call the majority of the time, but Bill Rowe, bless his heart, he just made the wrong read a lot of the time.
Well, he was either the greatest quarterback you ever saw or the worst. It was usually no in between.
Well, he did great at times, but I mean, I ain't going to get into the last
Yeah,
part of it.
you cannot turn the ball over and win games. You can't turn the ball three or four times a game. You take a game that you can blow somebody out, make it close, and possibly lose.
I mean, there's some games that those lucky to still be in after all them turnovers.
No question.
They didn't have any chance.
We turned the ball over at the good times against Auburn.
Yep.
But I guess my thing is, you had 26, you had 22, and it's like, hand the dad playing football off.
Well,
they're keying on
yeah. So when they crowd the box with 8, you ought to be able to throw. We have some really good receivers, and it's like sometimes we just look like we backed up the pass and we're looking at the rush. and we played like we were scared we were going to get hurt. And you cannot play football like that being
No, sir, you sure can't. Well, hey, I appreciate you fellas.
Thank you, Philip. I got my email cordially inviting me to the national championship game next Monday between Notre Dame and Ohio State. And I think our next phone caller, I'll find out whether or not he'll be in Atlanta as well. Notre Dame Dale. How are you?
What's up, baby?
How we doing there, Notre Dame Dale?
Man, I'm so excited. I don't know what to do.
You ought to be proud of the way that team plays. I'll tell you that.
That team has done quite a bit.
Oh, we definitely overachieved, without a doubt. With all those injuries, we have definitely overachieved, without a doubt. I'm looking forward to it, man. What you guys think?
Well, the odds makers don't like you, but I mean,
they haven't for quite some time.
I was about to say, what else is new? Right now, Ohio State is a 9-point favorite over Notre Dame next Monday.
That's about, when I was talking to my homeboys, and I'm one of them guys who like to bet, I said it'll be about between 6 and 9. So I wasn't shocked by that at all. They're the better team. Now, I'm not delusional. They're the better team. But I was telling them, if that team that played Texas show up, I think we got a shot.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be, 30% on third downs and can't really run the ball, we got enough corners that's good enough to deal with that. It's great as though. Don't get me wrong. I know how good those receivers are. But if that's what they're going to do, I like our chances if that team show up. Now, the team that showed up against Oregon, man, I think we lose between 14 and 17 points, man.
Yeah. Well, there was quite a few critical penalties in the first half in particular that Ohio State just could not overcome and did open that door, but then that...
You talking about the Texans?
Against
Okay,
Texas.
let me tell you something, Steve. They could have called holding on defense or offense on Ohio State every play. They just weren't going to hold because they couldn't cover.
So I've been holding this information for you in particular, Notre Dame Dale. They did announce the officiating crew today. The officiating crew.
I already know.
Oh, do you?
I already know.
The Southeastern Conference officiating crew is going to be
the worst conference in America when it comes to officiating.
Well, I'm just telling
you. This crew is bad. I'll tell you that. This crew is not bad.
Who is it? You remember that
Well,
name?
one of them, you don't worry because there's an Alabama guy umpire, right? And he loves Notre Dame.
So I'm about to say, which one? Because, I used to officiate, so some of these guys I know, especially one from Alabama.
Yeah, so
Steve Marlowe is the head official.
Who's the umpire? Brent Soule.
The umpire is Brent Soule.
Yeah, tackle, University of Alabama.
He's not bad, though.
No, he's a good. He if he calls a penalty, it's a penalty. Yeah, he's
not bad.
But he is a defensive lineman.
You can't escape the SEC.
No.
Yeah, it's okay. Remember now, I'm not an SEC hater. I'm actually an in-state Auburn fan, so I'm not an SEC hater. I have to go back and forth with Alabama fans. But can I ask you guys another question?
Yes, sir.
More football related. So, do one of you guys call the Gulf South games for UAA?
That'd be me. Yes, I do.
Okay, my daughter plays at Delta State.
Nice.
She played over at Hazel Green.
Nice.
And I thought she told me, I was telling them that I had talked to you guys. She said, I think one of them called UAH games. I said, seriously?
Yep, I sure do.
I did not know that. Yeah, man. UAH look great on the girls and boys side.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. The women are 13-3, and the men are 15-1. So,
listen, they kicked our butt. We were on a roll, and we came down here to battle them for third place, to get the second or third place.
Mm-hmm.
And we played the worst game we had played, but UAH is really, really good on the girls' side. And they really, they mud stomped us. So we got to put a whooping on them coming back to Delta State here in a couple of weeks. But boy,
that's always a
when
tough
I tell you
trip.
They spanked us.
Yeah. Walter Sillers is a tough place to play.
Yeah, it's so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I didn't realize that, my man. So yeah, that's good. Look forward to it. But UAH is doing really well. I'm not a hater of UAH. I really like to see them do well being here from Huntsville area. So I'm good with that. I just need them to lose to us this time.
Well, I will not endorse that one bit. But I do appreciate you talking a little GSC with me, Dale.
Yeah, man, I didn't realize that, man. Good talking to you guys. I still hadn't got a chance to get to the morning show.
Come on,
but
now.
I can definitely catch him whether we win or lose, because I'm normally in meetings at times, so whether we win or lose, I try to catch up with him and have a little fun with him.
Thank you, Dale. Appreciate you.
Good luck, Dale.
That'll be good.
Let's take our final time out, final call for phone calls. The latest SEC short came out, and they needed a motivational speaker from who? You'll hear it on the other side.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at VBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com. It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at VBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at VBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com.
I'm Al Roker, and here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. Americans are boating responsibly. They know that on average, 2 people lose their lives and 9 are injured in recreational boating accidents every day. So they're wearing their life jackets, taking safe boating courses, leaving the alcohol on the dock, and of course, always checking the weather. You can learn more at www.uscgboating.org. The U.S. Coast Guard and I remind you, please boat responsibly.
It's time to get your family into boating. The Huntsville Boat Show is back January 16th through the 19th at VBC. Shop, compare, and save thousands on your family's dream boat. Hundreds of new boats to purchase on site. Shop pontoons, wake surf boats, fishing boats, and more. Visit HuntsvilleBoatShow.com.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at GenSuperstore.com.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Winding things down here on a Monday. No show tomorrow due to Alabama taking on Ole Miss, but we are back on Wednesday. In fact, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill coming up on Wednesday. The SEC, well, it's been a rough bowl season, a rough playoff season. Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, they need a pep talk. Yeah, they do.
In a word, disappointing. What happened out there?
Beatdowns?
Yeah, beat down.
Yeah, I'm good with that description of events.
We're supposed to be the SEC, the beacon of college football excellence.
Not this year.
Not even close.
Yeah, the opposite.
This loser couldn't even score from the 1-yard line.
Hey, in his defense, he only had 5 tries in a row.
Ooh, I know. I'm not getting dunked on by Nealon North and sideline interference king over here.
Enough! This is what I'm talking about, y'all. The SEC is in a really dark place right now. This is 2 years in a row we haven't won a national championship. Our best quarterbacks are going to Miami, and Mississippi State is still a vested conference member.
Ugh.
But today is the day we start the rebuild. And to begin that process, I've asked our marketing firm to send us a motivational speaker who can speak on the keys to winning and how we can sustain success.
Hello! My name is the Ohio State University, and I'll be your motivational speaker today.
What? Absolutely not. I did not ask for them to hire Ohio State.
No, but you told your marketing team to hire a team that represents a winning tradition, sustained success, and a history of excellence. Ta-da!
Yeah, but I was kind of hoping they were going to send us like the early 90s Buffalo Bills or something. Guys, my doctor said my leg's supposed to be elevated. Can we sit back down?
There we go. Looks like everyone's settling in, so let's get started. How to become a winner by the Ohio State.
Step 1, assemble a roster with an NIL fund the size of the GDP of a small country.
I'll tell you what, it's not step 1. Losing your franchise starter quarterback to Miami.
He's only going there because of his girlfriend, and so we can have more service department options for his Ferrari. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure the Gunnar Stockton era is going to be just peaches.
Oh, well, he can't be more mid than Nico.
Nico is not mid.
Nico is definitely mid.
Mid first round of the NFL draft, maybe.
Oh, and thanks for the tune-up game. It's not often you get your third-string freshman quarterback some reps in a playoff game.
Happy to be of service.
What you should have done is try to mix in some screen passes.
Screen passes, the latest breakthrough from the Mike Bobo School of Offensive Innovation.
Maybe these conferences deserve to get clowned by Brett Bielema in the bowl game.
Okay, let's focus here. Some ideas to get your conference back on track. Have your biggest game of the week kick off at noon. Have weird trophies for every single rivalry game.
And have your conference championship game in a thriving center of culture like Indianapolis.
How many plays you got from the 1-yard line again?
5. It was 5.
You know, the best thing about this season being over is that you can no longer say anything that can hurt me.
Quentin Ewers announces he's coming back to Texas for another year.
Really?
Okay, no, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all have to toughen up if you ever get back to winning championships.
Wow, such great advice. Things we can really think on and build on. I think the big thing we can all take away here is, sure, we might have had a down year, but in the SEC, it's hard to keep a big program down.
You mean it? I was starting to get worried.
That's Alabama, by the way.
So, what did the SEC end up in the postseason?
I'll look that up and get that back to you on Wednesday. Hey, Coach is next. Or do you need me to stretch a little bit longer?
My friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. Below freezing temperatures continue for this Monday night. Lows will be falling into the lower 20s across the Tennessee Valley. We'll sit under a mostly clear sky. Heading into our Tuesday, expect to see plenty of sunshine. Still going to be chilly heading into the afternoon. High temperatures are expected to warm into the lower 40s. No rain in the forecast until we get to about Friday. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama.
Alabama!
Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Coach is presented by Alpha Insurance. You do your thing. We've got you covered. Hey Coach is also brought to you by Everwood, the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. Ford, get the job done right in